Alrighty, what's going on, digital imaging peeps? Today I'm going to cover with you our first Photoshop assignment. So when we do these, we'll do video tutorials like this. You'll follow along and pause at your convenience and follow step by step. So this one we're going to cover a couple things. The first assignment that we're going to do is actually a Andy Warhol pop art portrait. So we're going to take our portrait that we have of ourselves. We're going to do some things in Photoshop, create this cool black effect, which is called a threshold. We're going to learn how to adjust layers. We're going to learn how to add a color in the background. Okay. We're going to learn how to brush in certain areas as well and use a brush. Okay. So very simple to start, but you get a really cool effect that's expressive, interesting, and really, really kind of fun to do. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this process in Photoshop here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up my Photoshop in the app stream here. Okay, I'm going to actually go to File. I'm going to go to Open. I'm going to go to my photographs and I have my portrait here. So, a couple things here in Photoshop. I know some of you have experience, some of you don't. First things first, in Photoshop on the left side over here, okay, I'll make my thing, I can't make it any bigger. On the left side, you're going to notice is all of our tools. Okay, now it can look kind of daunting. Up top, we have File, Edit, Image. We're going to use this top bar a lot. And down on the right here by my big mouse is our Layers menu. Photoshop works in layers. So when we put something in a picture, it goes in as a new layer. So everything in here is kind of stacked on top or behind one another. Okay? So the first thing that we want to do is we want to get my face off of the background and be completely alone so that it's my face and I can change that background color. Okay? So how do we do that? Okay, how do we cut my face off of this background and get it free? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go over to our toolbar and you're going to count down 4 tools. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you click and hold, you're going to see that we have some tools here. We have a magic wand, we have a quick selection, and we have an object selection. What a selection tool does is it selects the pixels in an image that you want to cut out. Okay, because everything in here is pixel based. So I'm going to grab my quick selection tool. And what you can do is you can actually click and draw around your face. Now that could be kind of tough because you might have areas where you're not going to get great selections. A quicker way is up at the top, if you click Select Subject, it's going to do it for you. So you'll see these little dancing ants that we kind of saw earlier. I call them dancing ants. These show that you have selected an object. So now we're just going to cut and paste this face. So a quick way to do that is hit Control C for copy and Control V for paste. And look in my layers menu. Look over here. I have a new layer with this checker background. That checker background means that my image now has nothing behind it. I could put a color, I could put another picture, I could put something behind there because I have some open space. So that's step 1. Get yourself cut out of the background. Okay? Now these little eyeballs here, if you look, will toggle on and off layers so that you can either see them or you can't. So I'm going to make sure I can't see that background layer. The next thing we're going to learn is going to be layer adjustments. Layer adjustments allow us to either change the layer to black and white, change the color of the layer, change the contrast of the layer, or change really anything. Where do we find layer adjustments? Down in the bottom over here is a black and white cookie, a half white cookie, half black cookie. It looks like a little sphere. If you hover over that and you click, all of these options pop up. The first thing we're going to do is change our image to black and white. Boom. And if you notice, it puts a layer above the image. The next thing I'm going to do, and you can move this, is I'm going to go back to my layer adjustments, and I'm going to go to levels. Now you could also go to brightness and contrast and adjust the contrast of your image, get a little more rich. You can adjust the brightness, make it dark. So we want good contrast between the blacks and the whites. Then I'm going to go, Then I'm going to go back to the cookie. I'm going to go to levels. Levels is picking the blacks, the grays, and the whites. So if you look up here, you have the black. So if I move this, notice it makes everything more black. So I'm going to move that a little. If I move the middle, it moves those middle tones, those grays. So I'm going to move that a little. And if I bring the white in, it makes it a little more white. Perfect. So we want to adjust first, making it black and white, adjust the contrast, then adjust the levels. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge all of these layers together to make it one picture. So how do I do that? I click on layer 1. I hold shift. I click levels 1. I go to layer. And I go to merge layers. And there we go. That's how we get it to be black and white and have some good contrast. Now, I'm going to get that cool threshold effect. So what that is again, if we look over here, I'll minimize this. It's going to load for a little bit. This is that cool effect that makes it just black like that, right? Where there's no values, it's just black tones. So to do that, I go to Image, Adjustments, and you'll notice these are some of the same things that were in that Layers adjustment menu. This is different. I'm going to go to Threshold and watch. It changes it to that cool black effect, and I can adjust it so that I can see more or less features. I don't want to go too much to where I can't distinguish what it is, and I don't want to go too less to where I can't distinguish what it is. We want to be able to pick out those features. I click OK, and boom. Now I'm going to show you how to change the background color. We're going to go to the cookie. We're going to go to solid color. And now pick any color you want. I'm going to pick this aqua. And click OK. And you're going to be like, Mr. Haas, what the heck? My image is gone. I can't see my face. Where did my face go? Where did my face go? Look over here in our layers menu. Whatever's on top is over your image. So you can click and drag and boom. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is how you can delete the white in this face. To delete the white, I'm going to click on my picture layer over here. I'm going to go to Select, because I want to select something, right? I want to remove something, so I want to select something. I'm going to go to color range, and I'm going to click in the white on my face. I click OK, and I hit delete. Then to get rid of those dancing ants, I go to select, because we don't want those dancing ants on there. I go to select, deselect. And there we have it. So now what I can do is I can save this file, save as. We're going to save it on our computer to our Google Drive. I'm going to save this as Haas Warhol 1. We're going to make 6 of these, okay, throughout the course of this project. So I'm going to save one, and I'm going to save it as a Photoshop document. Boom. Click OK. Then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to change the color. I'll make it green. I'm going to go to File, Save As, save on my computer. Make sure it's going to your Google Drive digital imaging folder. I'm going to title this one, because it's a second one, right? It's a different color. Haas Warhol 2. Boom. And then you can keep doing that and changing the colors and make 6 of them. On Monday, I'll show you how to color in the face and do some other cool stuff with these. Okay? But for today, that's going to be a good amount for you to go ahead and work. Okay? And what I'd like you to do is when you get one done, you're going to screenshot that and submit that screenshot to Canvas. Okay? Good luck, you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Later.